All right, season 6, episode 19, The Unnatural. So, man, the 90s was bold.
This is the episode.
This is the episode.
Oh my god.
Unlike today, now, I don't know if this would happen now, but, this episode utters Kaylee's favorite word.
No.
Multiple times.
Oh my god.
The word she constantly says when the cameras are off.
No.
No. Yeah, we get the N-word thrown very, very hard.
So many times.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
I was shocked.
I wouldn't say so many times, but
no,
like
it's
3
like
or 4.
A ton. Right in the opening.
Yeah.
It's just like, I was really shocked by this. I do not think this would happen today because, like...
On network television.
On network television because Dinner in America was getting actually some controversy that I saw online because there's one N-word used by a character that you're supposed to, like, not like. You know, it's like... Anyway.
I wouldn't put any stock in
But my point is that
online.
I think that it's not really as acceptable, obviously, nowadays to use... I don't know. I don't hear it that often in film, and we watch a lot of movies. So, does it come up? Yes, like obviously.
We don't
meant
hear,
to be hurtful.
We don't hear white people use it as much anymore in movies.
That's
well,
more
black people, on the
more
other
what
hand,
I'm meaning.
it's
Using
every
it
other
as
word.
a like racial slur.
Okay.
Like specifically, the word is still used by people, obviously, but in this episode, it's literally being said by a Klansman. Yeah. So it's like
a Klansman that turns
insane.
out to be an alien.
Yeah, it's
is
very
it the
funny.
alien that says it?
No, he's not the one that says it. I don't think. It's some other guy.
The bounty hunter.
Yeah. But this is a really like funny, weird episode. I think this is also a memorable one from this season because it's about baseball and aliens, and it's written by David Duchovny,
written and
who
directed.
I guess isn't a huge baseball fan.
He's not?
He is.
I was going to say, he
must
to
be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just assume that he's a big baseball fan because he, writes a whole episode about baseball.
He has got to be. There's no way that he's not.
Yeah.
We're following our main character here, Exley, because this is an Exley file. And Mulder traces this guy's story back, and he gets the rundown. Scully is fairly absent from this episode, as is Mulder, since this is mostly a flashback episode, which typically we're not big fans of, but I did quite like this episode.
I like this one.
This is one of the rare X-Files episodes that does not deal with an actual like X-File that Mulder and Scully are investigating, and is told in like flashbacks. Actually, I guess that's not true because we really enjoyed the Smoking Man's episodes.
Oh yes, I
his
really
flashbacks
like those.
episodes. So maybe I'm full of shit. The actor who plays Exley here is the actor I know from the Arrowverse. He's Joe West from The Flash, and anyway, so I like that in the opening. And this is a good reminder that not all white people are trash, and not all white people throughout history have been trash. When these guys are getting attacked by the Klan, it's white people that are there with them playing.
Yes.
And they could so easily just be like, well, this isn't our fight, or like, get alongside of them or whatever. But no, they stand right in front of them and are like, hell no.
They take the guns from them. They're beating them up.
Yeah.
They're like, totally just trying to get him to like leave and they're even having like, because they're literally like the opposing team. So it's like they're
right. They're
you know what I mean? But
they're at odds with each other.
The whole point is that they love baseball and they're just playing together, and there's no like animosity really between them. I like that.
It's also revealed in here, which is a fairly common trope. They also do this in like Men in Black. That pretty much all like really famous people, especially athletes, are all aliens.
That's such a funny thing, yeah.
That there's no human that could be that gifted.
Yeah.
And that they use their talents as an alien to become larger than life.
Yeah.
And Exley here, he could have been one of the greats. He could have been a Hank Aaron. He could have been, this big name in baseball. But he decides, like, I don't want the attention because he has a bounty hunter after him.
Well, and he literally only wants to play baseball.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to be famous. He just wants to play baseball.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that he cares about. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure that the actor that plays the cop in this is that same actor from the first, like, the original X-Files flashback that we got. I think.
Okay. I like their relationship a lot.
Because it's like, I'm pretty sure because it's even the same older man that Mulder goes to because he's like, I've got a brother that's named the same as me or something. I don't know. I was confused by that opening. Maybe he's like thinking it's somebody else, but anyway.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked their performance. I like the buddy cop thing that's happening.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because the girls in this, when we were watching it, they were like, they're in love, and I actually agree. I feel like they have like some chemistry there beyond like friendship, but that's just my 2024 brain like looking back on it because I don't think it's written that way, but I like to pretend like that's happening.
He does like shapeshift into some hot blonde chick
and sits
on his lap, and the guy doesn't really fight back. And then they get walked in on by one of the other players, and he's like, "Oh, who's that?" And then walks out. And I don't know, man. Maybe they did something. But I mean, hell, that's like the perfect lover right there. Shapeshifter. You're like, tonight, let's see. I want.
It's funny though because the voice stays the same, so it's like
did it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. He still had a man voice.
I think he just did that voice to kind of like freak him out. Like, hey, I can be whoever you want. Is this more comfortable?
Interspecies relationships.
I don't know if he could change the voice or not. I think he can because
all the other shapeshifters seem like they can change their voice. You're right. He probably could. He just didn't because he was like, it's still me.
This isn't Polyjuice Potion.
You're right.
Bloody hell.
So
I didn't know you could read. Anyway. So, in the end here, we have... It is very funny to see, like, them pull off the KKK, like, hood.
Yeah.
And there's an alien face underneath, and you're like, say what?
Yeah, it's very funny.
And then when he walks in on him, like, in his room, like, swinging the bat, he's like a full alien.
That's so funny. He's a full alien in his, like, baseball gear.
Yeah.
And he keeps, like, passing out and stuff. Like,
oh, my God. He passes out, like, 7 times.
So funny. Yeah, I think there's some really good comedy in this. And,
and he could have, like, just turned back into himself.
And been like, why'd you pass out?
Yeah.
Totally.
But no, he wants him to know. So that might give some credence to, like, hey,
maybe they have another
I want him to know who I really am so we can be together. I can be a hot chick if you want.
Yeah. They, I mean, he still ends up helping him, too, you know, like, it's a very sweet episode, and it is really sad because he does die in the end, and he literally dies in his arms.
But he's bleeding red blood, so I don't understand that.
Yeah, the ending is interesting, because he should be bleeding the green stuff.
Yeah,
it's
almost
red,
like he
and
wills
it's like he
himself
turns into a human or something.
Because... This is like Bicentennial Man, where he's finally accepted as a human.
Well, when the bounty hunter comes for him, he's like, use your real face. Like, you need the dignity to die. And he's like, this is my real face. Like, he identifies more with that version of himself than the alien version of himself. Because he even says it's sad, too. He's like, we can't laugh. Like, my species, like, our mouths are too small to laugh. Which is funny, because then he's like... But when I, like, watch a baseball game for the first time, like, I was, like, laughing so much because it made me so happy. And I don't think that's true. I feel like you could still laugh at the time. Like, because with him, like,
so the bounty
you can laugh
hunter...
at the small mouth.
The bounty hunter here, he shows his true face. Yeah. Which is, like, an alien like the other guy.
Yeah.
And it said in the trivia, this is the first time we see the bounty hunter's true face. But I don't understand that, because I thought he was one of the rebels who had, like, disfigured his face and closed up his eyes and his mouth so that he couldn't get infected by the green smoke or whatever.
But wouldn't that be, like, they would need to do that when they're in human form?
But they don't have alien faces when they have the like dead human faces, right? Like the closed up eyes and the mouth and whatever.
It's like
those are human faces that they have disfigured. So I thought that those were their real faces, that they looked humanoid, and then they destroyed the features. Shouldn't it look like the alien's head, but with like its eyes and its mouth closed up?
It's weird. It's like they're wearing a mask, like the human face mask.
But then they put on like, I don't understand the point of it.
I don't understand that
if
either.
he can look like a normal person, and underneath it he has the face to be able to close off his features, but then his real form is an alien whose features aren't closed off. Does he have to change into the closed off featured human face before he makes the kill so that it doesn't get into his body? And if he has that ability, couldn't he just close up the face of the alien in the moment just to not get affected by the thing? And why did you have to actually disfigure his face? Because he didn't really disfigure his real face.
Yeah.
He is making his face disfigured, but it said outright that they purposely, like, actually disfigured their faces to stop themselves from being able to get infected. But that's not their real face. And their real face seems to be normal.
Yeah. I don't know.
None of that makes any
sense. That doesn't make sense to me, because we've seen him disfigured.
Yes.
I don't understand it. I don't get that at all.
Because we've seen plenty of the bounty hunters.
We've talked about it. We neither of us like any of the stuff with the rebels. I don't like that storyline. I don't feel like it makes sense. So I don't know. I'm gonna just be like, throw that out the door.
There's also I definitely do not want to skip over this, because this is probably some of my favorite Mulder and Scully stuff in the entire show, and I think that's because of David Duchovny, and he was really wanting to, like, you know, elevate their like chemistry,
romance,
because they have really good chemistry in real life as well. In fact, there's a lot of speculation that they were basically dating throughout like a lot of this, and have for many years between partners. They like are a thing, which I love to know. I hope that's true.
Yeah.
And you know, they have some great moments here. There's the moment when they're fighting over the ice cream that Scully brings in, the vegan freaking ice cream that she's eating, and Mulder comes in and takes a bite, and she's laughing and being like, Mulder!
It's super cute. And then the ending is adorable.
Yeah.
He's out there playing baseball. He pays this kid who I think is supposed to also be like an alien or something, because he's like there in it's like the same kid from the 50s.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Very odd.
He like pays this kid like $10 an hour or something to just like feed balls into the like machine that shoots him out.
And go get him in the field.
Go get him. And Scully comes and she starts off being like, I don't like baseball. Like, I spent my time doing other stuff.
Well, and he calls her out like at night, and she's like, you know, what is it, Mulder? She thinks she's coming to like a case.
Yes.
And he's like, you know, he wants to teach her how to play. And this is a very sweet moment, because he's like, he could show her how to play. And of course, this is all just a ploy to put his arms around her and have their moment. And he could have taught her how to swing a couple times, but we never see him let go.
No.
And they swing, she keeps swinging, and like maybe does like 15 hits in a row, and he's holding her the whole time, and she's laughing, and she's loving every second of him like wrapped around her and holding her.
It's so
and they're like doing
sweet.
the like over the bat thing with each other's hands, and like one of the best scenes between them ever.
It's super, super cute, and I'm very glad that it's included. And I think that he was really, really smart to write that in, because we don't get enough of those moments with them, like genuine, like, you know, connection, chemistry moments like
letting
that.
it hang out.
Yeah. There are a lot of the times they're very serious.
Persona.
Yeah, exactly. And like the opening and with them with the ice cream, as you said, and then now this ending, it's a really great part of the episode for sure.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
Fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Bye.